Everyone wants to be happy, and that's probably why you clicked this video, right? But most of us have been taught a version of happiness that doesn't actually work. It just keeps us chasing and wanting and comparing. And there's a reason that even the things that should make us happy never quite feel like enough. Now, I know a video promising the secret to happiness sounds like total clickbait. But when I learned this, it genuinely shifted something for me because for most of my life, I had been doing something I didn't even realize. And chances are you have too. Now, in this video, I want to show you what that thing is, why it keeps us stuck, and how to finally let it go. So there's a reason happiness feels just always out of reach. Most of us are living by something called the if then model of happiness. And the formula is always the same, and it goes like this: if I get the promotion, then I'll be happy. If I lose 10 pounds, then I'll be happy. If I meet someone who actually gets me and doesn't have a fish picture in his profile, then I'll be happy. If I go viral, if I get verified, if I become best friends with Taylor Swift, the list goes on and on. And when we finally get the thing, it might make us happy for a moment, but that feeling usually fades way faster than expected. And we rarely stop to wonder why. We just pick a new target and keep going. We upgrade the if. Like if someone hits their previous goal of 10,000 subscribers on YouTube and thinks, actually, you know what, I'll be happy at 100,000. Then it's a million and then it's something else. And it's so wild how long we can live this way, constantly reaching and tweaking and upgrading without ever asking, what if the whole system is flawed? Because as long as we believe that happiness comes after something, we're always going to be waiting for it. And I started questioning this whole if then thing when I actually started paying attention to when I felt happiest. And turns out it wasn't during some big achievement or milestone, it wasn't a breakthrough, it was just a pause. When my cats were alive, there were these moments when one of them would be on my lap or on a good day, maybe both. And I would just be sitting there petting them. And honestly, it felt like my heart could burst open. And not because anything happened, but more because nothing needed to. In those moments, I wasn't stressed. I wasn't thinking about the next thing. I wasn't measuring or planning or trying to make anything better. I was just there with them. And it hit me. The thing that makes us feel good isn't some shiny outcome. It's actually the absence of striving. It's the pause in the chase. It's the moment when nothing needs to change for everything to feel okay. Have you ever had a moment like that where something, maybe a particularly magical sunrise, just took you out of your head for a second? And you didn't think, that sunrise would be so much better if the clouds were 200 feet to the left, or if the sun would just rise 20 minutes earlier. You didn't try to rearrange it. Without realizing it, you accepted life just for a moment exactly as it was. That's the real secret. Happiness isn't something you need to seek. It's something that arises when you stop trying to make the present moment different. And that kind of contentment where nothing needs to change, it doesn't just live in the soft, heart melting, cat petting moments. It's available in the middle of your to do list too, if you know how to look for it. Studies in positive psychology have shown that people who practice acceptance and presence tend to have higher baseline levels of happiness. It turns out contentment isn't about adding more to your life, it's just about being more connected to what's already here. There's a study in 2010 by psychologists Matthew Killingsworth and Daniel Gilbert, and they found that people are happier when they're actually present in the moment, no matter what they're doing. So even things like cleaning or commuting felt better when they weren't daydreaming about being somewhere else or wishing it was already done. Now, I do want to be clear, accepting life just as it is doesn't mean that you give up. Doesn't mean that you stop trying or setting goals or just settle for anything. Acceptance isn't passivity. Goals matter. They give us direction and they help us take action and learn and grow. But once you know where you're headed, the real shift is learning to focus less on where you're going and more on how you're showing up along the way, because the only part you actually control and the only part that shapes how you feel is the awareness you bring to this moment and what you do with it. So let the finish line blur for a bit and instead give your attention to something real. Control the controllables, something right in front of you, not the outcome, not the timeline, just the next best action. The writing or the filming, the emails or the errands, the conversations, the thousand small moments that make up your actual life. These often get overlooked when we're focused on the end result. But life is kind of like a raffle, and you must be present to win. Author Janine Roth wrote, "What if this is exactly what you're supposed to be doing because it is what you are doing? What if each nitty gritty task is perfection itself and you keep missing it because you're looking for something else?" It's like washing the dishes. If you focus on getting the dishes done so that your kitchen will be clean, you miss everything that happens between dirty and clean. The warmth of the water, the pop of the bubbles, the movements of your hand. You miss the life that happens in the middle zone between now and what you think life should be. And when you miss those moments because you'd rather be doing something else, you are missing your own life. Those moments are gone and you will never get them back. So, how do you actually start living this way? And the good news is you don't need to overhaul your entire life. Just start by noticing. So notice when your brain jumps to, "I'll be happy when," or when you feel that sudden urgency to change or improve or get through the moment you're in, trying to get to the next, even better moment. That's the signal. And in that moment, just pause, take one breath, and ask, "Can I drop the finish line just for today?" And then bring your attention to something small and real, like a task or a breath or just a moment of quiet, and not to fix it or to get through it, but to actually be in it. Let it have your presence, not your pressure. That shift from striving to presence is where the happiness starts. And I've been trying to put that into practice myself. So I'm in the process of selling almost everything I own to go full nomad for a while. And at first, I had this huge goal in my head to sell everything and make a certain amount of money and get it all done by a certain date. And it was so stressful. Every day felt like I was falling behind or doing it wrong. But the second that I shifted and just focused on listing a few things each day and writing some fun descriptions and feeling excited when someone messaged me and celebrating each sale, no matter how small, it actually started to feel kind of fun, enjoyable, like I was participating in my life and not just managing it. And the shift from obsessing over the outcome to actually investing in the process changed everything. Because when I was locked in on the end result, I was anxious and tense. But when I brought my attention back to what I could do today, I was less stressed, I was more focused, and weirdly enough, I was even more productive. The more emotionally attached you are to the outcome, the more you tend to overthink and hesitate and actually block your own happiness. The more we need something to happen, the more we try to control something that was never ours to control. It's like negotiating with life, but life doesn't negotiate, it just unfolds. And when you stop tying your happiness to a finish line, you stop being thrown off by every delay or detour, and you start to move with life instead of against it. You feel steadier and clearer and lighter. And that's the irony. The more you let go of chasing happiness, the more it actually shows up. So if you've been chasing the next raise, the next version of yourself, the next phase where your life finally looks like the vision board, I get it. It's hard not to when we've all been taught that happiness comes after. But what if happiness isn't hiding in some future version of your life? What if it's been quietly waiting in the background, in the stillness and in the presence and in the ordinary? Like a cat curled up on your lap, like one kind message from a stranger about your couch listing, like a lazy Saturday where the plans fall through and you do nothing and it's kind of perfect. You don't have to earn happiness. You just have to stop outsourcing it to the future. Let go of the equation, let go of the finish line. The secret to happiness isn't chasing the next if, it's realizing you never needed the if in the first place. And in an upcoming video, I'll share something that's helped me stay present even on days when my to do list feels never ending. It's a simple way to focus on just a few meaningful tasks so you don't drown in the rest. So if that sounds helpful, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. And if this video resonated with you, consider giving it a like. It really does help. Thanks so much for watching.